I've just got here and I already found my first wood tick on me, so it's officially time to tuck my pants into my socks. I'm out at the Epinette Creek Trailhead today, and there's a few things that I want to shoot. Most of it is astrophotography related, so I'll jump in. There's 4 things so far on my shot list. Number 1 on my list is Comet C 2025 F2 Swan. It may have some visibility tonight. It's not that bright, and it'll be low to the horizon just after sunset, and it'll be setting fast. So I'll have a very narrow window of opportunity to do that, and I may or may not be able to get it because it's not quite bright yet. I'll have to give it a try. Number 2 on my list today is I want to try and do some star trails. So the Milky Way core doesn't rise until about 1:30 in the morning or so tonight, but it will get dark around like 9 or 10 p.m. So I will have a couple of hours when it's dark before the Milky Way core is up, where I can try and shoot some star trails. And I think that the Milky Way core is just like really busy for star trails. There's just lots of light. The Milky Way core is going to be south, and I want to aim north for my star trails anyways, but I think it'll just be better to shoot that when the core is still below the horizon. Number 3 is here at the Epinette Creek Trailhead. They've just done some wildfire management. So they burned, you can see how like the hills behind me, the whole area is charred. And I've been coming out hiking here for, I want to say 20 years, and I have never seen it like this. So this seems like almost a once in a lifetime opportunity to get a foreground that's in a temporarily different state than what it normally is, and that should make my photos from this night fairly unique and not reproducible. So that's kind of exciting. Number 4 that I wanted to go after for tonight is I wanted to see if I could shoot some prairie crocuses with the Milky Way in the background. So just in this hill right here, there's actually just like a ton of crocuses, but I've got the parking lot right behind the camera here, so I mean, it might be okay, it might not. I'm gonna have to go take a look around and see if I can find the best bunch of crocuses for a nice foreground for a Milky Way composition. So I've got, in the past, I got crocuses with the full moon, I've got crocuses with the northern lights, so now I need crocuses with the Milky Way, and I think tonight's the night. So let's see what we can get out here. We're going to go explore this area. Right now, since I'm here in the daytime, well, it's still bright out, I have about 4 hours until dark. What I want to do is just take my time to find the most compelling compositions that I can get. So I said that I wanted to try and shoot some crocuses in the foreground with the Milky Way behind, and right here at the parking lot there's actually just a field full of crocuses. There's crocuses with grass around, there's crocuses with no grass around, there's crocuses in different stages of in bloom. But I think that I probably should not have any trouble finding the exact right flower for me, for my composition, for being able to shoot the Milky Way core behind it, because I need to be looking, I think, that way for southeast for the Milky Way, which should be looking over the parking lot, but there's a nice little bit of a hill here, and I'm gonna get low to the ground like what you see in this frame now, and I'm hoping for some magic tonight. So I'm going to start hunting around. Okay, I've got Gaia GPS here, so one of the things that, it's just not loading because I don't have cell reception, but one of the things that I can do is take a picture through the app, and it marks the exact GPS coordinates of where that picture was taken. So I'm gonna find the flower that I want, and then I'm going to come back at night, and I'm going to be able to find that flower again in the middle of the night super easily and get my composition. So I'm really excited to see what we can come up with tonight. Yeah, so this is just too easy. This group of flowers right here, absolutely perfect. They're out in the open. They're kind of like cascading up in the right direction because the Milky Way core is going to be behind me. This is one of the shots. I found this gnarly looking oak up here on the hill, and I think that would make like a really nice shot for a Star Trails foreground. And just maybe, I was thinking frame it up at 40 millimeters. So let's see here. I just got my 24-70 on for convenience. So let's go around 40. Line that up kind of on the left side. Oh, that makes a killer landscape photo during the day, just with Star Trails behind it. I bet you that'd be amazing. The only thing is, I have to try and find a way to make this spot more accessible. Whether I can find an easier path to the trail or an easier path to the road, but I think this is my Star Trail spot. Easy. Okay, so this spot behind me I think is gonna be my Milky Way composition for this evening, or sort of like the main composition that I'm going for. So I'd like to get kind of like there's a lot of charred earth around here. The roots are kind of all charred in the grass, and I kind of want to show it so you see down the hill, and then up here, and then you'll have these trees, and then you'll have the Milky Way core kind of like this over the trees. And I think that'll look really nice, and it will also give a sense of the place because we have all this sort of charred area from where they burned, and that's really what I wanted to try and incorporate into my Milky Way foreground tonight. So it gives you a sense of the place. You know where it is, but it also gives it that like unique spin to it because it's just been burned. Also, I found a couple bones around, so I'll leave them here tonight when I leave. But I think it'll be really cool to set those up somewhere. There is an area down there where there's just like a lot of charred roots, and I guess it's kind of some juniper that's on the ground that's really burnt, and so it's just going to be like that black and orange. And I thought I could maybe arrange these jawbones and this antler kind of in that charred area and have the Milky Way behind it and have that as like a bonus for tonight. So yeah, I found my crocus, I found my Star Trail foreground, I found 2 Milky Way foregrounds, so I'm at 4, and then I'm still gonna try for the comet, probably just right around 10 p.m. just before it sets. See if it happens. It probably won't, so I'm not getting my hopes up for that. And I might actually just try and see if I can do a time lapse of the crocuses I want to do at night throughout the sunset. So I think that I'm gonna have a productive evening. I've certainly got a lot of material, enough to keep me busy all night, and with that I'm gonna head back to the van and take a break for a little bit. So I didn't record anything after it started getting dark out, just because of the limitation of I needed to use my cameras, plus also it was getting a little bit darker, so it's a little bit more difficult to record a live video during the night. But I did want to go through and let you know how it all turned out. So there was 4 or 5 things that we were talking about. So we had the comet, which I didn't even end up trying for. It was way too bright out. I didn't think it was, like, I didn't think I'd see it, so that did not work out. But I didn't really have high hopes for that anyways, so I wasn't too disappointed. The next photo that I was planning for was a photograph of some prairie crocuses in the foreground and the Milky Way behind it. So what I ended up doing was a focus stack, probably at about 2 in the morning. of the crocuses and as the foreground, and then I imposed a tracked sky behind it. But I did take a photo of where the Milky Way core was before I moved my camera from where it was positioned to shoot the crocuses, so I could line up the Milky Way core exactly as it was. Then there was a star trails image that I wanted to shoot, and that turned out pretty decent. However, it looked like I had about 2/3 of a battery left, but after 8 5-minute exposures, the battery died, and so I only got about 40 minutes of exposure time on there when I would have preferred to have gotten more. So it didn't, I wasn't able to get the star trails as long as I had wanted them, just because my battery died and I hadn't checked on it in between. But even if I did, I just ran back there without a battery on me anyways, so it wouldn't have mattered. But all things considered, I'm not like a pro at star trails yet. This is really my second time doing it. My first time really just out in the field doing it, and I did that as kind of like a side project for the night. So at the end of the day, I'm pretty pleased with the way it turned out. The foreground was great, and the star trails worked out, got some nice color in there. So at the end of the day, that's all I can really ask for what that shot was meant to be. The final image that was on my shot list was just kind of a general foreground of the area with all that sort of burnt stuff happening, and that was pretty much just business as usual for me. So I'd say that shot worked out very well. I'll put it up right here, I'll let you have a look. And finally, there was my my bonus image, which I had no idea I was gonna get or even try for when I got there. But when I found the bones and I found this sort of this area where it was like it's kind of like charred and kind of surrounded by these orange junipers. I guess they're kind of dried up because it's from the winter or maybe from the fires. I'm not sure. But just like that sort of color contrast and whatnot, it just, in my opinion, it worked out pretty great. So I'll show you that image here as well. And since I've got your attention, and thank you for making it to sort of the end of this video, I figure I may as well just put in a short plug for this photo book I've been working on publishing. So it's Manitoba After Midnight, a collection by Ryan Sanku, myself. Basically, this is just some landscape astrophotography from my home province of Manitoba. There's a lot of really beautiful images in here from my adventures over the past 10 years or so. And I'm really excited to be able to share this with you. So stay tuned for more updates on this book. I'm going to be more diligent about using my email list to send out updates and stuff like that. So if you're so inclined, please head over to my website, ryansanku.com. Sign up for the newsletter, and I'll send out some updates about the book when I can. Thank you very much.